In this video, I'm going to help Alex hit his iron straighter and farther. I'm gonna put a tape around 2 balls. 1, 2, 3. So it was very close to a tape, but that was pretty good. Okay, good, perfect, 162. And you told me you've been struggling with iron?
Yeah, I want to get a bit more consistent on the golf course.
So as long as we can avoid those horrible shots, like bad misses, you can easily break 90s or 80s or 70s. That's your goal, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So let's show the audience how your shot looked like. So let's first look at your videos. Love your takeaway. Then backswing, good. That's perfect. And elbow position is good, and downswing looks really good. But I noticed that you don't have too much of a weight transfer.
No, I don't feel like I'm actually sitting in the shot.
We gotta add a little bit more weight transfer, and I don't see any leg extension here.
No, yeah, it feels like I'm hitting with my arms a lot. It's like it's just shoulders and arms going through instead of my body going through and my arms like following.
I mean, your lower body's doing a great work, but it's just that your left leg is not extending.
Gotcha.
And then, yeah. So I think that's the main reason for your chunks.
Okay.
Usually just lack of weight transfer. Your lowest point is always before the ball. And I noticed you kind of staying down for a little too long.
Okay.
So you're not extending your left knee at the impact. So that's gonna help you get the lowest point slightly higher.
Because that's what I was kind of thinking, is because if this leg doesn't extend completely, every time it's extended at a different length, and that might also...
Oh yeah, that's why
that's why I'm chunking it. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. The consistency isn't there.
Okay, so let's work on your weight transfer first. So we're gonna do a quick drill to work on your weight transfer. So I'm gonna put a tape in front of the same line with this.
Okay.
And then we're going to stand somewhere up here, and we're going to start with backswing. So while you're almost at the takeaway, just past the takeaway, I want you to start doing a weight transfer, and then we're going to swing. So did you notice I hit the ground way after the tape?
Sure.
Right? So we're trying our best to get the lowest point after the tape. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you notice that it's all after the tape? Right? Okay, so let's give this a try. Start here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, good. So it was very close to a tape, but that was pretty good. Let's try 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Oh, perfect. You literally just brushed here. That's good. I want you to try to brush as far back this side as possible.
Okay.
Even like here is fine too. Okay, so let's try 3 more. Okay, so we need to do a little bit faster weight transfer though.
Okay.
You start doing a weight transfer on the downswing. I want to
Gotcha.
see more like this.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Good. Perfect. Just 1 more. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So you did it perfectly just now. All 5 shots. This time I'm gonna put this tape right up here. So I'm gonna put a tape around 2 balls behind the actual ball. So like this. Perfect. Okay. So you see the contact point somewhere up there?
Yeah.
Good. Pure. Okay, good. Oh, perfect, 162. So see the point of contact is slightly under the center. That's exactly what I want you to hit every single time. I don't want it to be actually in the center.
Okay.
You are coming down in a good angle, and then you gently just touched it, and kind of brushed it and hit the ball, not chunked it.
Okay.
So that was good. So just by you hitting the ball first, did you notice the difference in the distance?
Yeah, I can feel it too.
You carried it 157 yards, Before, your carry was around 130, 120 and 130. Now your carry is 157, even with the same speed. You're swinging with 81-mile club speed here. You see the club speed?
Yeah.
Before, it was around 676. You're swinging a little bit slower. Okay, and let's look at your video now compared to before. Yeah, see, you added a little bit more weight transfer here than this one.
Should it be even more?
No, this is good. You see, when you look at the video here, you see there's less space here.
Yeah.
Before the impact. Right here, there's more space here. So which means not just your left leg, your whole body and your chest and your right knee is moving towards the target.
Okay.
Before, it was somewhere here. That's the main difference. That changes the lowest point. So just by doing that drill, your lowest point, if this is the ball, used to be here.
Yeah.
Now it's way after the ball, right here.
I see.
So if you want to have a good contact with an iron, you have to practice this drill a lot, even when you're at the driving range. Put the ball around 2 ball behind the ball and keep working on hitting the ball first.
Okay.
If you hit the ball first every single time, like hit the ball first, then you're hitting it, practice at the range and golf course are going to be exactly the same. Okay? So now we actually don't have to work on your hip extension because it wasn't your hip extension issue. I mean, knee extension. It was just a weight transfer issue.
Okay.
So yeah, that's perfect.
Nice.
Beside the lowest point, now you know, obviously you have to practice this at the range.
Yeah.
And you know what to do now. You know what the
practice
drills should
more
do.
like, well, hitting it flush, I guess. It's like that feeling of like it just,
Flush.
not flush, but like,
Oh, then should we work on closing the face?
yeah, maybe
Because-
that's probably it. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
that's a
'cause-
smarter thing to
Yeah,
focus on.
because we just kind of forced it, right? By closing the
Yeah.
face on the setup. You didn't actually do it by rotating or getting
Yeah.
into a proper position. We just closed the face and hit the
Yeah,
ball.
that's probably not the, yeah, I'd rather work on
Yeah.
the
You-
rotating than like,
Yeah, it's kind of like it's not cheating.
Yeah, but it's like
kinda
a shortcut.
Band-aid.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
a band-aid. Another thing that I noticed about your swing, on your last, we hit 3 shots, right, at the end, after we did a drill. One of them was 138, second is 135, last one was 162. So you want to hit the ball far, and then even with when you're hitting the ball first, if your club face is open, wide open like that, you're not gonna have any distance. So
Yeah.
with your club speed of 81, you should be hitting around 160 with your 8-iron. Let's work on closing the club face so you can hit the ball a little farther.
okay.
Okay. So let me see your setup position. So when you look from the top, do you see, how many knuckles do you see on your left hand?
Not enough.
Not enough, right? You can barely see one.
Okay, yeah, so, I need
now,
to, that's
yeah.
probably why I'm opening it up the whole time.
Pretty much, yes. First thing you gotta check is the grip. If your grip is good, then you gotta work on other things. But
Gotcha.
let's get to your setup. Good. So now don't let it go. Yeah, I want to see at least the 2.5 knuckles, and the right hand stay here is fine. You
Okay.
don't have to fully cover it.
Okay, nice.
Okay, good. And then let's hit one more shot.
Okay.
So same thing. Let's add a lot of weight transfer. Okay, good. So yeah, so much easier to close the face, right? Just by
Yeah.
changing your grip. And you got up to 149. So not as far as this one. Yeah, so you don't have that wrist rotation here. So your glove should be underneath your right hand as soon as you hit the ball.
Okay.
So that's another thing we gotta work on. Your glove's still on the top. So let me show you an example. So even though we're swinging at almost pretty much the same speed, 82 and 81,
Yeah.
I'm hitting the ball a little bit farther with same 8-iron because I'm hitting it more closer to a center. So here, impact, and watch my left glove here. You see that my left glove disappears right away,
Yeah.
and yours is on top. And then my left glove is actually underneath my right hand. And if you look at yours, it's
Yeah.
still on the top.
Okay, so I have a question. So if you hit it like this, right? Then you go through here and you turn.
Yes.
The thing that I struggle with is that I'm trying to keep the club face the same the whole time so that I can be consistent. It's like in my mind, if it goes like here, I have to time this thing perfectly every single time.
Yes, yes. But yeah, that's another way you can do. You can try to hold your wrist and then you're trying to do this, right? Try not to open the face on the backswing.
Yeah, I'm trying to
And
kind of
then
like,
keep
okay,
it
so from here it
steady.
just goes always there instead of trying to have to time this thing every time.
Then you have to do this. Then easiest way to fix it is always change to a strong grip and then do the backswing. I want you to try to close a little bit more.
Okay.
Trying to close the face a little bit more, or trying to bow your wrist on the backswing so you can actually close it by 2 or 3 more degrees on the backswing.
Okay.
And then do the same thing. You don't have to roll your wrist, close it, and then hit it like this.
Okay.
That's another way to hold off your club face during the impact. Little strong grip.
Yes,
Yes,
like
that's
that.
the feel. Yes. So you gotta feel like when you're at the takeaway, almost feel like your club face is facing
Closed.
downward.
Okay.
That's another way to.
I see, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Should we give it a try?
Yeah, let's try that one.
Okay. You might, because once you start working on your wrist angle, you might chunk it though. So
Okay.
you gotta do 2 things at a time. Yeah. So let's try not to chunk it, and
Okay.
let's try to maintain your wrist angle.
Okay. Okay.
Nice. That's it. Yep. Pure. Good. So did you try to?
I tried to close it a
this?
bit more, yeah.
Yeah. And then you didn't really try to rotate the hands, right?
No.
Okay, good. Let's take a look. This one's definitely more closed. So if you look at the club face here, it's facing this way. This one is faced more open like this. So this is around like 3 to 4 degrees, close and open. And then on the downswing, let's see if your arm is not rotating. Yeah, they're still same, but yeah. So you just change the, oh, this one's before. This one's actually rotating, and last one you didn't actually rotate. You didn't actually rotate the wrist, but you
Okay.
still closed the face
Okay.
by just not opening on the backswing.
Gotcha.
So keep it more closed, keep it closed, and then hit the ball, and just release the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Perfect.
Yeah, that would work for me, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So that's perfect. 160, pretty consistent shot. And then because your club path is very consistent and your swing plane is very consistent, so we don't have to worry about the club path. And we also don't have to worry about if you're hitting off the toe or heel because they're all in the club face. So just work on your lowest point of the club. If your ball starts to go to the right side, just try not to open the club on the backswing. Just keep it more like facing down,
Okay.
facing down.
And then obviously if it goes left, I'm closing it too much.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Or it could be you're not using any lower body. That's another reason why people hit it left.
I
So if
see.
you close the face like this on the backswing, and if you stop using your lower body and if you start using your upper body, your club can get closed.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's another reason. So good job, Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming to our channel.